Hello everyone. So we now know to have two get routes. That means two routes with get mapping to get data, and one is a single staff object, and another is one is a list of, or let's say, collection of staff objects. So basically, you know how to write an API now and how to call it in your URL, right? So now, if you let's say if you want to collect some data from the system, from the application, the UI get mapping will work. So let's say you are going to put some data to the application. You are going to add some data. Let's say you are going to create a new staff object in your UI. You are going to send a new staff object that has to be stored in the inside this array in the application. So what does this mean is you are trying to post something, not getting but posting. So for that we cannot use get mapping. We need post mapping. Or let's say you are going to modify some data in the application using from your side, user side. So for that we need put mapping, or let's say put mapping, that means updating something. So let's say you are going to delete some existing data using your user interface that is existing in the code. So for that you may need a delete mapping scenario. So there are many things are there, but using an usual URL, okay, let's say something like this you cannot do everything. You can do get, but you cannot do everything, okay, because get means you just send the URL and you get the data here. So for further studying or to understand, do further scenarios like updating the data or posting the data, we may need some other tools. Okay, so let's learn to use something called Postman. Using that you can do actually many things. Okay, so here let's search for Postman, and you will see this application, right? So here if you click download Postman, you can download the software, okay, and simply install it. Okay, there are a number of videos to download and use the Postman. I can share one in my description as well, so I don't get into that. So as soon as you download and install Postman, you will get an interface something like this. Okay, this is a free version, something like this. Okay, so what I want you to do is, so once you go here, you can ignore whatever is existing here. So once you go here, you will get you will have to click this new button, and there you have to select an HTTP here. Okay, so click the HTTP, and here you can find number of options: get, post, put, patch, delete, head, and all. So as I said, you can use post, put, delete, and everything. So for the moment we will try our existing URLs with the Postman, right? So what we have is a get method. So what we are going to we are having in our backend is basically a get method, right? Both are get. So what we have to do is we have to open our Postman, and we have to select get out of this, and we simply have to paste our URL here. So our URL is none other than this. So let me type it. Even though I used it already, it is showing there, but let me type it. Okay, the URL is here. So let's see if my application is running now. Okay, let me run the application first so that I can hit it. So now the application is running. Okay, so let's check it with the UI first. So in the UI you are getting a single staff and also multiple staffs, right? So let's do the same thing with the UI Postman. So now we have staff URL here with the get method. So since we are hitting the get method, we have to mention it here, right? So if you hit the staff, you are seeing the same data is coming here in the Postman as well as how you get in the UI. The same way it is coming in the Postman here. Okay, so if you're going to get all that other data, let's say the list of staffs, okay, simply you have to edit this, or you can create a new one for that. So I will first copy this URL, okay, and I will create a new HTTP request, and that is also a get one, and I will paste that this here, and I will make it staffs. Okay, so I have two windows. This is for single staff and this is for multiple staffs, and if I hit it, I will get all the staffs data here, right? The array of the data. So the same thing I got in the UI using the browser. The same way we can get the data in the Postman as well here. See, the outcome is coming as we expected. We have all these three staffs, right? So if you want to edit now, modify, or if you want to write a delete endpoint, delete API, if you want to write a post API, now you can write in your application and you can use Postman to test those endpoints. So so the Postman gives you more opportunities than the UI, while this rather than this browser, while the browser is giving you a chance to get data and see, and the Postman is giving you the chance to do more things like put, delete, and everything. Okay, so yeah, that's all for now. So if you're able to up and running the Postman, that's good for now. We can see how we can write another endpoint for, let's say, deleting or posting something, and we can test that now. From today onwards we can test that using Postman instead of URLs or browsers. So only for get mapping we can use browsers. For other things like post, put, or delete, we will simply use our Postman.